Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today's video I'm talking about carnival budget. We are in the carnival season. It's Carnival 2022 here in Grenada, and so an important aspect that we don't speak about when we speak about carnival is the monies that we are spending. So we're going to speak about my personal budget, and then I'm going to just talk in general about carnival budgeting, or just like how you can budget for carnival. So first of all, carnival has many aspects in it. We're looking at, there is the pretty mass, there's the Monday night mass, there is the juve, there are the wide array of events that happens from the time carnival launches to the eclipse or the ending of the carnival season. There are many crews, parties, whatever. And so at the end of the day, you still wanna, at the end of the day, know how much is it that you're spending, especially if you are budgeting. And so I have been, for the past 2 years, year and a half or so, been taking my finances very seriously. So I've been budgeting, and so for this carnival I would have laid on a small budget of how much is it that I want to spend this carnival. And when people hear budget, they think about you're restricting yourself from doing certain things. No, you're not. All you're doing is saying, okay, I know that carnival is coming, this is how much I would like to spend. I would not like to go over that amount, or putting a limit to how much. So you're not going to restrict yourself from having fun. You're just going to go ahead and just put a limit to how much you would like to spend. So some of the things, like what you would have to take into consideration when you're talking about carnival spending, if you are a pretty mass player or costume player, you have to take into consideration costumes. And these things are quite expensive. You may spend anything between $1,000 or $800 to $2,000 for a costume or more. I'm not too sure because I'm not a costume player. Monday night mass packages varies right now from $100 to $150. And then when we look at events, event tickets varies. If you're looking from as small as cruise, probably as low as $60 to as high as $100. And if you're doing VIP events, then it would be more. So you always have to take into consideration, yes, you want to have fun, but of course there's life after carnival, and you want to control how much is it that you're spending and be cognizant of how much you're spending. So yes, also things you have to take into consideration, I did do some notes. You would want to take into consideration is so ticket and entry fees. You would also take into consideration transportation and gas. So if you want to rent a vehicle, if you are going to do carpooling, if you have your own vehicle and you have to put gas in your vehicle, that is also something to take into consideration. Eats and drinks, if you're going all inclusive, then it's already included. But if not, how much you're going to spend on food and drinking. For female as well as male, clothing, that is also part of it, because we have parties that are designated white parties, black party, red party, whatever it is. So you want to take into consideration all of that when you are talking about carnival budget and how much is it that you are willing to spend throughout the season. So just set a limit and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is where I'm going to go, and this is what I'm willing to spend on going out at the end of the time. So for me personally, my budget for the carnival season is 500 EC dollars. Yes, so when I say the 500 EC dollars, now I'm only considering two things within my expenses. It includes the entry tickets, and then it includes drinks and eats. So, well, drinks actually, because this year I would have taken the decision and said, like, I'm going to eat at home and I'm going to drink out. And the reason why I made that decision, because in most events, especially like if you're going big concert events, which is what I am going to, the food that is prepared at these events are not prepared. They're quickly cooked and they don't really taste good. And you only really eat it because at the end of the day you are hungry. So I've decided that, hey, I'm gonna probably cook something good, something solid that would keep me for a while, and then I'm just gonna buy my drinks. So I'm planning to go to at least 3 to 4 events maximum. I'm doing one cruise pre-day, the biggest white, and I'm doing a day party. And these are the 4 events that I'm doing. The ticket prices for the events that I've chosen ranges anything between $75 to $100. And then I did a limit where I'll be spending $50 per event on drinks. I'm not, because I am the designated driver, I cannot go ahead and drink up a lot because I have to be driving. So that's why it's only $50 I'll be spending on drinks, because my alcohol limit will be very limited. Also, why you do not see transportation included within my budget is because at the end of the day, I already budget separately for gas. So therefore, that is why you would not see gas or transportation within my budget. And then of course, clothing is not included in my budget because I've already done that separately. So only particularly for this, the events that I'm going to, I would have budgeted the $500 for me to go. And if anybody else gets me a drink additional, I would appreciate it. But anywho's, so that's where the budgeting comes. As I stated, there are other things like for females, like we like to do our toes and our hair. Like I did my hair for Carnival, but again, because I budget in general every month, my budget includes for my hair already, so it's that separate outside of the Carnival budget. But say for example, you do not really budget for your hair, you want to do something extra special with your hair, then I would say include that in your Carnival budget as well, because it's a style that you do particularly for Carnival. But as I stated, in my case, because I budget for hair and certain things separately already, this is not included within the $500. So of course, I'm going to do a breakdown. You're going to see how I plan to spend the money of the $500. I'm pretty sure maybe I'll go over, but fingers crossed that I don't, and I stick within the $500 budget that I would have set for Carnival 2022. So of course, remember to subscribe and like this video, and there will be more videos to come. And of course, peace and love.